Let me raise my volume. Hi, everyone. Welcome to With Love Zadora's channel. And today, I just wanted to come on and do a really quick video. We're going to get right into it. This is 5 things that you may want to know or be aware of, or maybe do some research on before you get lock extensions. Okay, so I wrote a post about this at withlovezadora.com. You're welcome to leave comments and ask questions. I'll try my best to answer what I can answer. So let's get into it. I said 5, but it may be more than 5. It might be like 6. But anyway, because one thing I will say is when you do decide to get your lock extensions, honey, you got to do your research, because it's a lot to know, a lot to get to know. Anyway, all right, so for number 1, and I'm ghetto, I saved them all on my phone, whatever. The number 1 thing that I wish I had known prior to getting them is they are going to be hard, like crunchy, like Cheetos, okay? Like that type of texture, and that's okay. So the harder your lock extensions are, the better, because this is how it works. So you have, when I got my extensions done, my natural locks were about like here, right? And then the loctician added the lock extension on the end of my locks and kind of put them together, right? And so if they're soft, if the lock extensions are like soft or not as sturdy, they're going to slide out. They'll slip out, right? So you want your lock extensions to be hard. You want them to be Flamin' Hot Cheeto crunchy hard, okay? And that's okay because your hair is going to soften over time. I've had my lock extensions for 6 months, and at first I was like, oh my God, no. I can't be walking around with crunchy, crusty hair, but it's softened. Like now they're good. They still have some hardness to them, but they're not as hard as when I first got them done. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? Okay, so the harder, the better. I promise you, because they're going to be more sturdy, especially if you plan to add color, which everybody wants color. So that brings me to number 2. Be sure about the color that you get installed, right? Because I had a very tragic story. Tragic is not the word. I'm kind of dramatic, but I had this great idea, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my lock extensions, but before I get my extensions, I'm gonna color my hair the way I want my hair colored. So when I get my extensions, it's gonna be all wrapped up together. It's gonna be cute. Not. So I decided I was gonna do a skunk stripe. Please correct me if that ain't it. Skunk stripe, whatever. So you have like one side of your head one color, and then the other side is dark or another color, whatever. So I had this side like a patch. I had 9 locks to be exact that were blonde, which actually looked orange, and then the other half of my head was black. So when I went to get my lock extensions, the loctician was like, okay, well, I'm gonna match your extensions exactly to the color of your locks, and I'm gonna input a video, a picture somewhere up in here so you can see. But I hated it. Like, she installed the lock. Like, it wasn't the install that was the problem. The color was like, it wasn't it. It was not it. So I was like, oh my God, I hate it. But you can't dye your hair, or they say, don't dye your hair, don't wet your hair, don't wash your hair for a certain amount of time, because you want your natural locks or your natural hair and the extensions to merge together and become good friends and woo woo woo. So I was stuck with like these orange, and then they were real crunchy at the beginning. So I was really like, oh my God, I literally have, no, at that point they looked like Andy's hot fries. If you know what I'm talking about. They looked like Andy's hot fries, because they weren't curly, they were straight, and they were stiff and straight and orange, and I hated it. And I was like, oh my God, why did they do this? So my crazy behind went to Sally's Beauty Supply store. Don't do this, by the way. And I decided, okay, I'm going to get some spray hair color until I can get my hair dyed the way I want it. Girl, I sprayed my locks black, not realizing that the black that I sprayed was temporary, and of course it was going to come off on my clothes, and it came off on my car seat and my headrest and my bonnet and it was everywhere. Literally my neck was black for like, girl, don't do it. Don't. Just be like really sure about the color. So update on all of that is I eventually, like I said, I've had mine for 6 months now, so I eventually went and got the color corrected. So I got blonde, I don't know what color, blonde, gold, whatever, on all of them. And I just got a few colorful ones because I'm trying to be professional, okay? But just initially, so you don't have to go through all that razzmatazz, get the color that you want and be for sure about the color that you want. Like, yeah, because it's going to be stuck on there and you're going to be stuck with it for a while. So my third thing is to be sure about the size that you want, because once they're on there, they're on there. So you don't want to have no skinty-linty, like a skinny little lock and then a big fat extension on the end. Or you don't want a thick natural lock or thick and then a skinny one on the end. So I would ask the loctician who's going to install them, make sure you look at them before they put them on your head. So, sorry y'all. Make sure you look at them before you get them on your head, because once she's putting them in or he's putting them in, they're in there. And it takes a long time for them to do it. And that brings me to my point number, I don't know what number I'm on. I might be on 3 or 4. You get what you pay for. Okay, so lock extensions is not a cheap, it's not a frontal, it's not knotless braids, it's not no box braids, it's not a bun put on top of your head. This is a permanent hairstyle, so it's going to cost a pretty penny. So if somebody's like, yeah, I got you, I can do your extensions for $200. I paid a nice amount. I'm not gonna say it, but it was a lot of money to get mine done. And you want to pay a lot of money. Like you want, girl, you want to invest in your hair. Like it's literally a permanent style on your head. So do expect to save your coins, okay? And oh, next is make sure that you revisit the loctician or a loctician for like the next 3 months, because you don't want to be washing your hair and they slide out. You don't want to do too much manipulation and they slide out and you don't know how to put them back in there. So I would say after like the first 2 months, I would go get my hair washed and retwisted by the person that put them in, because they weren't quite merged yet. You know, they got to become friends and get together. So I went back to the girl that did them, and she, even though I can wash and retwist my own locks, I had her do it, because once they slip out, I would rather her, put them back immediately than me try to figure it out. It looked like a whole sewing project, and I don't sew. And lastly, my advice is for you to get them. Seriously, like I contemplated locking my hair for about 6 years, 5-6 years, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. When I turned 34, I was like, okay, this is it. I wanted to do something for me that I had been thinking about, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I did it, right? And like it was cool. My locks were really pretty. It was really cute. I started my own locks with 2-strand twists, but my natural hair was like this long. So when I locked my hair, it shrinks, so it came up to like here. And I be telling people this all the time, and they think I'm kidding, but I was walking around looking like Hurricane Chris, and no shade to Hurricane Chris, but I'm a female. I don't want to look like him. So if you don't know who Hurricane Chris is, maybe Soldier Boy. That's who I was looking like. So I was like, oh no. So I did my research on the lock extensions, and I was like, okay, this works for me. Now, some people are going to tell you, oh, you have to go through the ugly stage. You got to do this. You got to do that. You don't have to do nothing that you don't want to do. So, hey, here I am. I love them. So my last tip is to get them. Of course, do your research, read, watch videos. Don't just watch Zadora, go watch somebody else. Talk to a loctician, whatever you need to do, but make the decision for you. And my advice is to get them. I really, 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 really love them. Like, I have never enjoyed my hair so much. I have enjoyed my hair so much that I started a whole channel about hair. Okay, but they're super easy to maintain. I would say locks are easy to maintain. I love natural hair. I love colors and like different styles. You can get so many different styles. Girl, next time I go, I've already planned it out. So I was looking at some pictures. I'm gonna get me a because I love a lock bob. Like I recently, okay, so what I did, side story, is I got a lock bob like 4 months, wow, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And then I took it loose. So when I took it loose, it gave me these curls. But my next style is gonna be, I'm gonna do a lock bob. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do two-strand twist, a two-strand twist ponytail. Anyway, I get so excited talking about hair. But yeah, so these are just my 5 tips or things that I felt like I wish I would have known, or maybe I was not expecting or didn't think of. Like, for sure, you're going to need to be okay with the hardness. Like, they're going to be hard, baby. They're going to be crunchy, and it's okay. They will soften. Put oil on them. Move on. Be sure about the size. Be sure about the color. Don't try to wash your hair on your own for like the first 2 months. Listen to your loctician. She know what she's talking about, or he know what they're talking about, because they will slide out. I have had several slide out. Right now, I got one just in my on my bathroom counter. It slid out, but that's because I'm always putting my hair up in a bun and stuff and doing too much of my hair. But yeah. So, and then my last tip was what? You get what you pay for. So save your coins and do it, okay? Thank you so much for watching. With love, Zadora. As always, do everything with love. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have questions, leave them in the comment box. Comment at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about. I'll try to answer them. About my experience, I can only speak on myself and give information based off of what I've gone through. I'm not a loctician. I'm not a professional hairstylist. Girl, I'm just a regular girl from off the street. But I will try. So thanks for watching. See you next time in my next video.